into the match. We see the smiling faces for now. Jokah versus Emre, but who of them is going to be smiling after this round as we hop into the match, and we started off right here.
I'm gonna be honest, Emre was the only one smiling in the picture to begin with. Jokah was taking this very, very seriously, and Emre has chosen to go second. So now we're going to be experiencing, and I know that Joshua Schmidt watching this is going to enjoy the Mathmech Circular sending Sigma.
And I mean, honestly, I think the decision by Emre is quite interesting that he went with the Tenpai Dragon strategy, because if you let this Mathmech deck go off, it does create a field that is very, very, very tough to deal with for the Tenpai Dragon strategy. Is Jokah going to be the one defeating the Tenpai Dragon deck here from Emre?
So note that I think Circular has never searched anything when Sigma was summoned, so we know that there is perhaps a spell and a trap card in the hand of Jokah.
Possibly, though. I mean, yeah, you definitely... You gotta play the Super Factorial, because I'm wondering, normally you don't play the Fiendsmith cards, and it's kind of a bit of a creation from Jokah himself to include the Fiendsmith cards into the Mathmech deck. Therefore, I could see him maybe cutting out on the Mathmech equation, but you gotta play that also powerful trap card, right? There's no way around that.
That is definitely true, but the equation is also such a good card. However, on its own, it doesn't really do anything. It helps you going second, at least, though, if you're able to get your circular effect off. You don't necessarily want to draw it. Sometimes it's a bit sacky if you draw the one off and then it's the last card that you need. But now we see Splashmate summon Alan Bershin back to the field. And we're definitely locked into Cybers, so no Fiendsmith shenanigans here.
Indeed. And that should be Link Decoder. There is a Link 1 ready to be returning to the field. And Emre, keeping it simple, just chilling back, sitting back, waiting for his turn to try to play into the field. But when that field is consisting of that also powerful Terahertz, the Firewall Dragon, then it will be tough to deal with. But we go into Decode Talker Heat Soul here. That is an interesting one. And we didn't even it wasn't the Link Decoder.
No.
Oh my, what is this field?
The Fibers boys hate trap cards. This is Linguribo is sitting there playing around an evenly matched, but I don't think that the Tenpai strategy wants to run this card. I mean,
interesting.
Back in the days, evenly matched was very, very strong in going second strategies, but Tenpai is not the kind of deck that can allow to skip the battle phase.
I mean, honestly, this is rather minimalistic, and maybe going minimalistic if you're up against a deck that just goes after fields big time is the right approach. Like keeping a lot of cards in your hand to interact with your opponent. First card activate is Ultimate Slayer. I think that's alright though, as you have already kind of done what you wanted to do with your Link monsters there anyways, and I don't think the trap card negation effect of Linguribo would be too important.
Nope, definitely not. That is very interesting. I mean,
beautiful animation here.
Yep. The monsters on the field, not very useful. You want to get rid of the Super Factorial. Perhaps that is a way to force it out.
I think we're sending Garura here, though, I think.
Antis. We have to send Garura, yeah.
I mean, that's another card. This deck's love drawing. There is Garura indeed.
I mean, this card didn't really do too much. It was an upstart goblin, basically.
At the end of the day, really, it was, yeah, for sure.
Get you a draw by sending Garura Wings of Resonant Life there.
One card that actually, historically, has never been really good against the Tenpai Dragons was Droll Lockbird, but honestly, against this variant of the deck now, with all the Striker cards, Into the Void, and even drawing effects like that, Upstart Goblin, it all of a sudden seems pretty prime against that deck, but we don't see it here from Jokah's side.
Nope. It would have been very helpful. I think many players have decided to play that card. Starting Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones is not the best thing you want to do, because, again, you can rule out the Lightning Storm already from Jokah's side. I mean, he doesn't have a monster that you could crash into with Theta, so I guess you don't need to Super Factorial here at all.
I don't think that is a spot you need to do that at either. So we go into Kagari, and are we returning the Hornet Drones, or are we returning possibly... Wait, it's only the Hornet Drones in there, so returning Ultimate Slayer won't work, as it is not a Sky Striker card. So Hornet Drones it shall be. And one advice that I've gotten from experienced players when facing this Tenpai Dragon Striker deck is, they usually say, don't even care about the Striker cards. Just keep your interruptions for the Tenpai cards, because those are the ones that are going to bring you trouble trying to end the game. But the Striker cards are only set up for it, basically.
Now, I think it's very, very important that it was hard draw Hornet Drones and not engage, because if you get 3 spell cards into the graveyard and you have a Linguribo on the field, Afterburners is such a threat here.
That's true.
But now we just have 2 monsters here, which is super fine. I guess the most threatening removal here would be SP Little Knight, but if your opponent activates SP Little Knight in their Tenpai deck, you're fine.
I mean, possibly Nightmare Phoenix maybe could be something to go into, but...
that, yes.
Oh, it is a Link
You
too,
might.
so... I mean, we could still just also go for the Hita. It is the Hita, the Fire Charmer, and I mean, you gotta realize if they go for the trap card...
Oh, no, Heat Soul is back in the extra deck.
It is very much... Oh, Triple Tactic Thrust! There was a monster effect activated in the draw phase with the Deco Talker Heat Soul, and we have Ash Blossom and Joy Spring.
We
But
activated
now-
Ash Blossom. Hita is on the field.
Oh, that is so true. But also, on the other hand, you're kind of... I was just preaching. You don't really want to go after anything but the Tenpai cards, but we have just used our Ash Blossom and Joy Spring on the Triple Tactic Thrust, meaning a possible Sengenpai. Oh,
That is
Sengen
smart.
Kaiman would be activatable, but there comes the Super Factorial. Jokah has everything he needs here, maybe. It was looking dire for him, but this could be enough, honestly.
I really like this because otherwise there is so much value that you're getting out of the Hita, but it also goes against the advice that you have been given to not care about the striker cards. If Emre has a nice Tenpai card in hand and another card to get rid of the diameter effect that the Laplacian is going to get,
Leo, I know one card that would just be incredibly good here is just simply Forbidden Droplet, because Forbidden Droplet, you send the Hita away, immediately negate the Laplacian, and then you've dealt with everything that that Super Factorial would have done. But does he have that card? Is there a Forbidden Droplet? We've seen it in so many Tenpai Dragon games so far. Is it going to be a card included into Emre's starting hand here as well? Oh, I mean, that does it not as well, because that can be responded to. So we can chain the effect of Laplacian here to negate it, which would still result in dealing with another card in hand ultimately.
it's true. So it kind of does the job, but it...
Oh, but there's also
no.
Forbidden Droplet. That is
Wait.
very interesting to me, honestly.
So we're keeping the Hita.
We are keeping the Hita indeed, yeah.
Yeah, so we just...
And I mean,
Double
now the
negate
Hita
it. Makes
has a monster to attack into with the Laplacian. Wait, no, when we're negating it, it doesn't again, though. This is
true,
kind of funny.
we're halving the attack here.
So, that one's interesting now. Let's see. We're probably negating the Laplacian. What else would we negate?
I'm just pretty sure that Emre is going to normal summon Genro.
Probably, yeah.
I'm 90% sure about this because he really needed that in the game versus Revs cards as well. Every other Tenpai wouldn't have helped him there, but Genroku was just the perfect answer to the Surged Effect Veiler. Hita is now going to summon out the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This just takes me back to Salmon Great days here again.
Yep, you're truly a fire enjoyer as well. But Jokah, of course, you gotta see that Heat Soul was great in providing 2 extra cards by resolving on both turns, but it also brought him down to only 6,000 life points, which of course is dangerous territory when you're facing the Tenpai Dragon strategy. There is going to be Promethean Princess now.
But what does the Promethean Princess do? We
On
don't
its own, not that much, honestly.
We don't have anything in the graveyard that we really need to special summon out. You can get the Hita back. The Hita can still not crash into anything.
And also, it wouldn't be able to activate the effect now that it's not Link Summoned anymore. We had in the battle phase, so it's not the Genroku you predicted. So maybe there is no Tenpai Dragon cards at all for Emre.
Wow.
That
Then
might be a good sign here for Jokah, honestly.
the Ash Blossom on the Triple Tactics Thrust might have been huge because that could have given us the Engage that gives us a draw or just something else to get us going there.
That's a lot of damage still, though. Jokah going
Yeah.
down drastically here. And I mean, one card that would still do the trick, of course, in the battle phase, as per usual, would still be the Sangen Kaiman. Emre still in the battle phase, and he
my
has it,
goodness.
of course.
Oh my goodness. But an Impermanence would now still do the job
It does.
because
does.
there is nothing to synchro summon with. There's also no Linkuribo on the field anymore, so you can't negate your own Impermanence. I don't even know if that's possible with Linkuribo. to
Oh,
be honest.
Chandra.
That's the way to go. Here could also summon out Genroku, but Chandra just does it. Plays around Called by the Grave as well.
And it is the Infinite Impermanence. Jokah will get another turn. And that might be all he needs because he did what so many others so far in this tournament could not do. He prevented the Tenpai Dragon strategy from going for game. And he even has that Magna mode here as well. So we're preventing extra damage too. I love it.
The question is, how much steam does the Mathmech deck have now? Or, alternatively, what can Emre do here? Another alternative for Emre could have actually been to activate the Sangen Kaiman before you attack with the Hita. But then again, Jokah was never forced to activate the Magna mode.
And also Vegeta can not activate it as it was not Link summoned.
Alright, yeah.
We're going into the end phase now because we can surge with the Bestial Magnamute. And also, please note, there is still Mathmech Sigma in the graveyard, ready to be another monster on the field. And Jokah, as we saw in the previous round that he played, is also running Fiends with cards in his extra deck. So I think setup and potential for Jokah here actually huge. Also, Emre kept off of the Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres because Promethean Prince is still on the field, meaning only fire monsters could be summoned.
Doesn't even go into an Ambler Whale or anything. Salamangreat Raging Fiend is just something to link off the Promethean Princess to have some sort of interruption for your opponent, because that card in the graveyard, we've seen it for Josh before, does quite a lot actually in destroying monsters from your own and also from your opponent's side. But now Juris Worm is being summoned. You have to pay attention to not send off the Promethean Princess by accident, but I think that Jokah is able to handle that.
He probably is aware. I think the scariest card on the field right now is certainly the Genroku, and you want to get rid of that first of all, so that it doesn't do anything in the battle phase. But you really can see the smile of Jokah returning there. Oh, he's also kind of shaking his head right now, though. So is he happy or isn't he? I mean, he really did what no one else could do so far by preventing that Tempai Dragon deck when it got rolling.
The thing is, Sigma locks you into Cyber's monsters when you special summon it out of the graveyard. So if you're going into Moon of the Closed Heaven, you need another monster to summon from hand. But you have 3 cards in hand. Which cards could it theoretically be that you can't normal summon anything and go for a Fiendsmith combo? How bad can
there must be something, right? It cannot.
scenario?
It can at max be 2 infinite impermanences, not more. So Emre also waiting for his demise here, but Jokah, he really tries to figure this out. It's not the easiest decisions here.
Maybe he also doesn't play Moon of the Closed Heaven. Because this
we
is
gotta
not a-
see this list, honestly.
Yeah, because you can't bridge into the engine when you're playing your Mathmech cards. So you also only play your Fiendsmith engine when you draw Engraver, basically.
Oh my.
No.
What's
no,
going on
no.
here? We're setting a card,
No.
Jokah.
No, that's illegal. I'm pretty sure that's
Oh,
gotta
look
be-
at him on the
No
full
way.
cam here. We are kind of going through that pain together with him right now. Not really a way of extending there. It looks so
Do
good.
something.
but-
Do
yeah.
something. Go into a rank 6. At this point, we know that he doesn't play Moon of the Closed Heavens.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just going Engraver would be better here, right?
Yes,
oh,
for sure.
No, this is so painful to watch. He
We're not
passes the turnover.
Oh. I mean, yeah, of course, you can't go into a battle phase. There's no way you
Yeah.
go battle phase because then
Chandra is
the
just
Chandra
going,
is just doing Chandra things. So
Well-
back over to Emre, and honestly, he probably is surprised by it as well, but he is once again an unforeseen in the driver's seat here.
Yeah. The question is, which other cards does he have in his extra deck? Can he just go for a play here, or is he over-activating? I'm sorry, first, that's a card.
Emre is being kind, giving some life points back here.
Oh, he only needs to deal 3,750. That's not a lot. If there's another impermanence, you can stop the Chandra this turn again. If there is something that Emre can summon, then it might be over. If he has a Phoenix or something, or we're going into the battle
Okay.
phase, there might be another turn for a Jokah.
There's
If-
no way, come on. Chandra
No, it
effect, now we're in the
activates.
damage
Start
step.
step.
Okay, there is none of that. So we are going to get the second Tenpai monster on the field, and yeah, the moment this happened, it does look rough out here for Jokah.
Yep, you can search for the Sangen Kaimen here. And then there must... What could happen here? Is there any combination of cards that stop you here at this point? Because I don't see it.
I mean, a DD Crow, DD Crow plus Ash could be kind of good here, actually. Because you DD Crow the target of a Biden Dragon, but the Biden still... Nah, no, it still
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah.
It still doesn't do
You're
it.
at so low life points that basically anything just OTKs you here. We're going for the Sangenpai Biden Dragon once again. And I think this is the longest Tenpai Dragon match we've seen today.
For sure.
Two
And at least
turns.
Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, hold on.
We have Kaimen in hand.
Hold back. That still brings nothing
Yeah.
back. And if there's Ash Blossom and Joy Spring still, maybe... it's still tough, though, with so little life points. I mean, but then Druid's Worm can
Yeah,
send
yeah,
something,
yeah.
I think. This could be a way to victory. We're
No,
attacking
that-
with the
oh,
Hita now, though.
This is not Link summoned
Hold
anymore.
on,
You were
Emre.
right.
Emre. No yellow button glowing. Look at him. Look at him. He realizes there was no yellow button glowing.
Maybe he doesn't
Oh, even
realize
a world champion, once in a blue moon has those kind of moments. And Jokah also forced to smile. There's a
Ash?
Sangen
it.
Kaimen.
Ash Blossom. Oh, there.
It
oh no, it's
is!
Ash Blossom.
I
and Joy
told you,
Spring.
Leo. I told you it's possible.
Oh,
it's possible still.
Jokah was laughing. Emre is laughing. Everyone's just having a great time. Sangen Kaiman is being negated. What does Emre have in hand here? I mean,
Look, Emre's still reading Vegeta, I think. He's still trying to figure out what happened here. What did I do there? Big oopsie on my end.
Okay, we're in a bad spot, but how bad is it really? Let's read. Okay, but you can summon out the Hydra again. You can, at this point... Oh, wow, I was going to say you can go into a Baron de Fleur next main phase 2, but you have Promethean Princess. You can only go into fire cards.
Yep. Still, that is the case. And look, Emre, like, basically looking through his entire extra deck, trying to figure out what to do from this moment on. Trying to find a solution, and... Did Emre do any battle damage this turn? Yeah, he attacked over the Magnum for 100 points of damage. Impressive stuff
very
here.
Strong, yeah.
But Jokah, of course, he still needs a big top deck.
Listen, everyone, it's not... This is a lecture on how to not play Tenpai. If you're in a battle phase and you take more damage in your own battle phase than you deal to your opponent, then something went wrong. Okay, I think we're going Transcendent Dragon. So
yeah, that makes sense, honestly. Did we declare 3 attacks? It might have been worth declaring more attacks so that Biden could also now come out and destroy the spell. Okay, we already did declare 3, so that's good. So we can deal with the set card that Jokah had there, which turns out to be a Cosmic Cyclone. Okay. Interestingly enough, triple tactic thrust now too, being able to search anything we could wish for. What are we going to get here even?
That's a very good point, because Engage doesn't help you anything. Because you have monsters in the main monster zone. You could go for something that takes away the Druisworm.
I mean...
I think at this point you're just very much hoping that your opponent doesn't draw into a level 4 Cyberus monster.
Oh, that would be big, though. Imagine they do just top deck the Mathmech Circular. Okay, first, for the moment, Harpius Feather Duster, just in case it goes back to us. We pass on this. Jokah, come on.
Listen.
It is your moment.
Draw a Mathmech card.
Oh, he's shaking his hat, though.
No, you should have played Moon of the Closed Heaven. It would have been so good the turn before standby phase. Main phase 1. Jokah, what do you have to offer for us? There's a Harpy's Feather Duster in the hand of Emre. So a Mirror Force is not going to cut it. Drowning Mirror Force also not going to cut it.
Where the Mathmechs at? Where the Mathmechs at here at the moment?
Turns
not
out
in their hands.
You need Mathmechs. Oh, there's Sigma being activated. We're locked into Cybers now, so Chaos Angel is also not an option here.
Maybe he just forgot about the Sigma last turn and now all the opportunities all of a sudden arise. Let's see, Jokah. What did you draw? Oh no, we're just putting up a wall of defense here.
I mean, there's Promethean Princess, so maybe we have a Veiler, we have a Ghost Bell to stop the Promethean Princess.
Should I tell you something, Leo? Just going into the battle phase here already almost seals it after the Promethean Princess resolving. Because then the Druisworm can activate. Okay, Maxi, let's see what we can get here. Hold on.
I mean, the thing is, going into battle phase would deny you game at this point. So you have to activate the Promethean Princess before.
Yeah, that's
Hydra resolves. I mean, now it's basically kind of game.
Yeah, it is. Now it is definitely game if we just go into the battle phase.
But does he see
Biden, oh, not Biden, but Sangen Pi.
Maybe he crashes Hydra into the Druisworm.
And hopes for it to trigger in the graveyard somehow.
Exactly, even though it wasn't
summoning. Okay.
Easily answered by Cosmic Cycle.
Oh, triple tactic thrust again. Did he draw all 3 of those in his opening hand, though? What is going on here? There is the triple tactic Talons, and that is the card that makes monsters switch their sides. Which one of those are we going to take, or do we just look into the hand? Yes!
We are peeping here.
Show me what you got, and it is a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, but no longer in the hand anymore. And this is the moment. The battle phase could be all we need, but okay, he keeps on going. He was like, last turn, I lacked a step, so we're now adding an extra step to make extra sure as well.
Yep, and now Biden Dragon attacks over Druisworm, usually known to send cards from the field to the graveyard, but in the battle phase against a Transcendent Dragon of the Sangen Pi, not happening anymore. Attacking for 3,000, and Promethean Princess has the honors. Emre did the right thing in not linking of the Promethean Princess, just hoping that Mathmech doesn't have any follow-up after the first turn combo. Just sitting there going, I'm just going to summon back fire monsters every turn if it doesn't get outed. And that's eventually what happened. Emre trusting in the power of Promethean Princess Bizarro Flames.
Yeah, but the smile has returned onto the screen. The big smile of Emre. And of course now with the 2-0 score, following the footsteps of his captain and Team Snipe Hunters, also somewhat locking up his spot in the top 4. You gotta say, though, a little less convincing than Josh with that Hita attack there with no effect in the graveyard. I'm sure, though, we're going to ask him about that in the interview later on.
Yeah, definitely. But also, you were just talking about the Snipe Hunters as well. Josh 2-0, Emre 2-0. If you're missing Quantal, think he's going to compete tomorrow in the Challenger Cup final. This is also going to be an amazing event. But first, let's hear it from Ed and Emre.
Thanks very much, Leo. So, Emre, that was probably the most entertaining duel that we've seen so far. The spectators here were all very much enjoying it. Do you want to talk about Hita and what happened there?
Yeah, so I can tell you one story or one thing. I've been playing this game for almost half of my life, over 15 years now, and I still struggle with the one fundamental thing of the game, and that's reading.
Even a world champion can fail to read the effects of their own card. So, for people who maybe didn't understand what happened, talk to us about that moment, because you tried to have an interaction with Hita.
Yeah. So what you usually do when you summon Hita the Fire Charmer is you, so it's one way to get into your engine without drawing it. You summon her off like maybe what I did with a Widow Anchor. You summon Kagari, you get it back, you do a second token, you go for Hita, and then you crash into the opponent's monster to search Genroku. And because Genroku is search, you can special summon it, and then tribute it for a Pyro or a Chundra, whatever you like, and then you have your engine ready. But Hita says one very important thing that I completely missed, and it says when this card is link summoned and is destroyed by battle.
And it was special summon from the grave, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's why it didn't work. So even a world champion can make those kind of mistakes. So if you do that and you're a casual player, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. But despite that and a lot of back and forth, you managed to beat that Mathmech deck. Were you expecting to see Mathmech in this tournament?
Not really. It's this deck that I'm just in general so scared of every time I face against it. I'm not kidding.
Why?
Every time I play against Mathmech, I always lose.
Really?
So yeah, they always have Circular, which Jokah just had. And then it's just another combo card, and then they have like 2 or 3 additional interruptions, and it's really hard to like play through that. But luckily, my deck is especially built for that.
Well, you navigated it brilliantly, and that did end up going in your favor. And despite the fact that you said you lose to Mathmech a lot, you just won on a stream at an Invitational.
First time.
First time. But that's the only time that matters, is getting towards that win. Well, congratulations. Let's see how your next games go, guys. We have even more coming your way, because up next, where am I on my card? Round 8, we have Revs cards versus Barcode. But first, this is one of our digital titles. But if you want to step back in time to the dawn of digital dueling, then you could check out one of our other digital titles, the Early Days Collection.